Getting ready for the Super Bowl, and the Bears are always a topic on this show, whether it's about their new coaches, new GM.
Happens too frequently.
Yeah, possibility of them moving to Arlington Heights. We've talked about that for over a year now. It's our pleasure to welcome in the mayor of the city of Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, joins Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000 right now. Mayor Lightfoot, how's your Friday going?
You know, it's a good day to be in the city of Chicago. Happy Lincoln's birthday.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mayor, first of all, Bengals or Rams, and will you make a legal wager on this game?
Bengals all the way.
Okay.
Right. Fun fact, Paul Brown was a high school coach at my high school growing up in Ohio back in the 30s. So I feel that kind of attachment. But, you know, I'm an Ohio girl, born and raised, and it's exciting to watch after so many years of futility, the excitement that's been generated by this Bengals team. And, you know, who knows? Maybe they're a team of destiny.
What does your Super Bowl day look like?
Well, I'm busy that day, but my preparations start the day before because putting out a little spread, having a couple friends over, got to get the chicken wings going. You know, I like my chili against anybody's.
Oh.
So, you know, it'll be a fun day. And a friend has bought local Cincinnati beer, so
Sure.
We'll have some beverages to sample. And let's hope we have a competitive game.
You know, Waddle's from Cincinnati, and
I'm a Mueller kid.
Yeah, and we are trying. He's obviously tried it. I've never tried Skyline Chili. We're eating Skyline Chili in the studio today. If you would like to join us.
Well, I will say a lot of people like Skyline. I'm a little partial to my mother's recipe that doesn't include the cinnamon. But if you're from Moeller, then you know my hometown, which is Masson. We had a lot of battles back in the day.
Oh, no doubt. Chris Spielman, I believe, was one of the combatants in my time. So, yes, Ohio high school football, there's nothing like it, Mayor. Nothing like it across the country.
That's true.
Okay, so I guess where do we start here? Your thoughts on the Bears' potential move out of Soldier Field into a new building in Arlington Heights, just in general, where do you stand on this concept?
Well, look, we're going to continue to do everything we can to keep the Bears in Chicago. You know, I've been a multiple decades long season ticket holder. And then this town obviously loves the Bears. We must, right, given all the years of futility. So we're going to try to do everything we can to keep the Bears in the city. And I think we're going to make a very compelling economic case for why it makes no sense for them to be anyplace else but Chicago. Now, having said that, you know, look, you've been to the stadium, particularly if you're on the west side or in the end zones. It's not a fun fan experience, particularly as the weather gets colder. So I think there's some things that we can do to enhance the quality of the stadium, make it easier to get to, and overall make changes within the law in the footprint of Soldier Field to just really not only enhance the fan experience, but frankly generate more revenue for us and for the Bears. So we're working on a plan that we'll present here soon. But I'm going to continue to do everything I can to keep them in Chicago.
I like that you've been, obviously personally. When was the last time you went to a Bears game, and why didn't you enjoy the experience as much as you could have?
Well, look, first of all, as you know, it's hard to get to. You know, back in the day before I was mayor, you know, because I didn't want to pay $150 to park close, right? And park, on Michigan Avenue, and then schlep what felt like 2 miles up and down the hills to get to the stadium. You're exhausted by the time you even get there. And look, once the weather gets cold, as it always does every season, it's not great to be exposed to the elements on the west side of the stadium, which is where my tickets are. And we got to upgrade, I think, the concessions there, but we got to give people a reason to be there. And dare I say it, and I hesitate to say it, but Lambeau Field, I think, is an example. Soldier Field should be a year-round destination. It shouldn't just be August to January. We hope, right? This is an incredibly valuable asset. It's well sought after. If you think about, for example, back in the fall when Wisconsin had his game against Notre Dame, That was a phenomenal success. Great revenue generator for the Park District. People were happy to be there. There's many more things that we can do to really maximize the asset of Soldier Field and, frankly, the entire museum campus from Shed down to McCormick Place. That's why I stood up a working group this week that's going to look at all aspects of it: transportation, fan experience, and what do we do to maximize the revenue opportunities within the bounds of the law on that museum campus.
Mayor, you mentioned the cold as well. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan, so I've dealt with this weather, but I'm sick of it. And you mentioned it. Is a roof on Soldier Field a possibility?
Well, look, I mean, I think that's something we have to explore. We do. My bigger thing is obviously the roof is an issue, but there's other things that we can do to really make the amenities more hospitable to, folks like me who are up in Section 434 with our tickets. It shouldn't just be the folks that are on the east side of the stadium and, obviously pay a lot of money for the suites and so forth. You got a lot of generations of Bears fans that want to come and have a great experience. And why not? And even quite apart from the Bears, when we're thinking about concerts and other opportunities at the stadium, we can do more and better to enhance that fan experience and generate, I think, a heck of a lot more revenues.
Mayor, you mentioned better access as well. It's a great thought. How realistic is it that you can create a better, series of ways to get in and out of Soldier Field?
Listen, if we reduce the traffic snarl, that will be a big step forward. I go to Soldier Field for Bears games, but also for other events, and it's a bear getting in and out of there, no pun intended. So we've got to, our team at CDOT and other professionals that we're going to hire, we got to look at that because, you shouldn't have to leave 2 hours ahead of time to get to the field and barely get there on time for the start of a game or another event.
Mayor, is there another option other than rehabbing Soldier Field? Is there a tract of land somewhere on the lakefront or somewhere in Cook County that could serve as an opportunity for the Bears, much like Arlington Heights looks like it's an opportunity for them?
There's plenty of other spots. We have just in city control 10,000 vacant lots all over the city, whether it's the west side, south side. There's plenty of opportunities, as frankly some of the casinos have seen, even near Soldier Field, if the Bears were interested. We have to see if they want to look at a different option. Now, I'm not for a 100% municipally funded stadium. That model has failed over and over again across the country, but we've got to have a premier stadium to match our premier team. And look, I'm excited and hopeful, like I think hopefully every Bears fan is, with this new GM, new coach, and new coaching team. Although the guy from Green Bay, he needs to burn all of his Green Bay Packers here.
I agree. Yeah, and create a good offense for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he can
number one.
create here what he created up there, helped create up there, we're all for it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We all want more winning. We're talking to Mayor Lori Lightfoot. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. Mayor, when did you know that, hey, we've got an issue, a bigger issue than just normal stuff with the Bears?
Well, I would say it's really been going back probably a year plus. They're very unhappy with the deal that they signed 20 plus years ago. And, when you hear, well, Mayor Daley did this and Mayor Daley did that, that's carrying forward 20 years of unhappiness, which I can't do anything about the deal that they signed. But what I can do and say is, look, the deal that they signed clearly doesn't work for them, but it also doesn't work for the city. We are not getting maximum revenue out of that deal. So I think that there's opportunities for both sides, but we've got to both come to the table with a willingness to get something done.
How willing do you believe they are, Mayor, at this point to go down the path of something that would keep them here in Chicago?
Look, my goal, and I think my obligation as mayor, is to make a overwhelmingly compelling economic case for them to stay in Chicago. Because really, that's fundamentally what it's about. It's dollars and cents. And so we think that we can do that. We've seen a couple different models, some opportunities, and at the appropriate time, we're going to do that. Now, they've got to make a business decision and where they see their future lies. But I feel very strong that we can make a very solid and compelling business case that they can get the kind of revenues with an enhanced Soldier Field that they're looking for and that they're seeing their peers across the country get from different stadium options that have come online since they signed the deal with the city 20 plus years ago.
Are they open to listening?
We'll see.
What helps the rise in value of their asset more than anything, as I'm sure you know, Mayor, would be owning their own facility. That's not something Soldier Field, that option isn't available to them. You talk about maximizing their revenue, but ultimately, have they made it known to you that they want to own their own facility and that's the best way to appreciate their asset?
Well, you know this. There are a lot of teams that don't own their own, and they don't own their own stadium. It's about maximizing the revenues, and then what's the revenue share that goes to the team. I don't think that in and of itself from my perspective, is a deal breaker, and I certainly haven't heard them say that.
Mayor Lightfoot joining us. It's Waddle and Silvy. What if the Bears call you and they say, look, we've agreed to buy the land. It's a done deal. We're leaving. They're going to have to play for several years still at Soldier. Can you still make it work on a good relationship level with the Bears if, in fact, they tell you that?
Well, I certainly think so. And look, my view is this. We want to keep the Bears. We're going to do everything we can to maximize that opportunity for them to stay. But Soldier Field is a very sought-after venue. And with the vision that we have for enhancing the field experience, dealing with the transportation issues, we're going to be more than fine whether they stay or they don't. I have every confidence of that.
Because I've read the article about repurposing the museum campus, and if in fact they do leave, you would then keep Soldier Field as a working stadium for concerts and college football games?
Absolutely. And other opportunities. And I think I'm very confident that we will exceed the revenue yield that we're getting right now with the Bears and other opportunities that come our way.
And I know about this committee. I don't know if all the members are filled. And I don't know if you know Michael Wilbon from PTI well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I want to play you this. Wilbon's on our show every week. He's a great friend of Waddle and me. He wanted to say this to you about joining your committee. Take a listen to Michael Wilbon yesterday.
Are you on the panel?
No, I should be. The mayor knows me, knows where to find me. The Bears don't belong in some stupid suburb. They don't. They belong right there on an iconic chunk of land that is more beautiful than any other chunk of land occupying an NFL stadium in America. There's no other location that is as beautiful as the lakefront location in Chicago.
He needs to be on your committee.
I would say so.
Well, I'm a big fan, and he's a ride or die Chicago guy, a big Northwestern supporter. So I'll call Mr. Wilbon.
I like that.
Good idea.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for being open to joining us, and we hope we can continue the conversation as this progresses. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Take care, guys.
There you go. Mayor Lori Lightfoot.